Three, two, one.
Continues to absolutely crush whatever he's in. And don't give me this, he was shit as Bane. Don't care. Yeah.
It's like just watch some of the stuff, his interviews.
Watch Bronson, okay? Just
What-
watch Bronson.
What I would say, but like with like Bane, just listen to some of his interviews. Like he got that voice from a particular
So,
like crazy Romani, bare-fisted.
fighter.
Yeah,
Makes
so
sense.
he was
because for
imitating
this one,
somebody.
I was reading an article about his character, and he was like, specifically about the accent. And he said something along the lines of, I tried to make this guy like the most foolish, just bumbling, like that's who he was.
I mean, the character was just a truck driver. I mean,
Right.
That part was also another fun surprise when they're setting up his character, and he's got a wife and two girls at home.
That's what I'm
like,
saying, right?
It's like, and
So that's why he said, I'm gonna find it. I'll find it.
yeah,
But it's funny. He says that about all of his roles. He's like, no, I wouldn't like. This guy's a fucking idiot, Like, so that's how I love that man. He was really good in this.
what I was really impressed by, and I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't remember one scene except for when he was trying to get the whole bar quiet.
Yes.
He never like screamed or yelled.
No.
In any other, it was always this very. I mean, it was very Brando Godfather, like just
So
talks in a low tone. But that gives so much more weight to the character of like, if I'm gonna say something, I don't have to berate you with it. I'm just gonna like you said, when he sits down across from Kathy when she walks into the bar, and he's like, you don't have to worry about it.
right, you don't have to worry about anything.
Oh, I know exactly. And
Right.
that's it. He's not like, listen,
So-
shut up.
You saw Lawless.
Yeah,
The moon. He reminded me of that. Like,
Yeah.
Just he wasn't. No, he was stoic. Like, he didn't show any emotions except when he was drunk. After God, I just had his name, Brucey,
right.
and yeah, that was it. When he told the bar to shut the fuck up.
Right. And then, but I mean, even in that, like, you would think someone else in that role, like when they, after they find out who beat up Benny, or when they're trying to figure out who beat up Benny, who
Oh, yeah.
nearly cut off his foot, and they go into that bar, and, some other person, I'm not going to say anybody specific, but somebody else in that role might have been, gone like the Pacino route and been like, burn it down!
Yeah, no,
Instead
or
of like-
Pesci.
Yeah.
No, just like, why the fuck would you ask me that question? Just burn it. And then when he's watching that,
Yeah.
and it's like, we gotta go. And he's like, no,
Nah.
and it's like, they're all scared of us. We don't have to fucking go anywhere.
But it's a very calm, controlled tone, which was so impressive
when he
to me.
bit the guy's leg was another little bit of emotion that he showed. And then, fuck, man, that was.
But
another-
even then, like, he breaks the dude's finger.
Are we done?
Yeah, and just like, are we
Okay,
done?
good. Let's go get a fucking
He,
beer.
he doesn't yell at him. He's just like, is that it? Are we
Right.
done?
Are we good?
Can I get on with my day?
And then everybody went on with their day. Which, so it was like, I challenge you. What'd they call him? Big Red or something?
Yeah.
Um,
It's like Fat Johnny. No, that was Big Johnny. Big Fat Johnny. I don't
right,
know.
exactly. I challenge you. He's like, "Oh, okay, fists or knives? And then Big Fat Johnny was like, fists, I won't kill you. And he was like, all right, we're going to have a picnic.
Right.
And we'll fight there.
After we've raced bikes.
After we drank all day, raced bikes, and created a mud pit.
Yeah. Fucking genius.
But then the flip side to that is when the kid comes in and challenges him. He's like, knives. He went, motherfucker, no picnic. We're going to meet in a fucking parking lot.
Yeah.
Because one of us is going to die. And the kid was a fucking pussy. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, what? But I mean, again, symbolically or metaphorically for the movie, I mean that's you see in that moment like the stark contrast between the old school and the new school.
Yeah, exactly.
So old school was like, well, no, I agreed to this. I'm going to follow this, and new school was like, I'm just going to shoot you.
Right.
Nobody's going to argue with me if you're dead. So
There you go. And now I'm the alpha
yeah,
until some other kid comes along who wants to take it.
who
too.
can't grow a mustache.
And so Tom, I want to keep talking about Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
I'm speechless at. I'd like to know his word count, his lines that he had in the movie.
Okay, yeah, same. I mean, yeah, same with Austin Butler. It was not very wordy.
No, it was her talking, right?
Right.
And then it would, she'd start the story, and then the voiceover would go away, and they would do the thing, and she would voice over every once in a while. But yeah, it wasn't a lot of dialogue. You know who talked more than anybody? Cal. Because he talked about motorcycles and chopping them up and like carburetors and all this shit.
So, yeah, Norman Reedus almost had more lines than like the two main characters.
Yeah, and my thing, like you could clearly tell that his thing was a prosthetic.
Yeah.
It was almost Austin Powers awkward, because they tried to make it as awkward as. So like but he was fine. It's like, I came here to fuck him up. You gonna? I think I'll stick around.
I love it. Yeah, I do love it. I think as Tom Hardy comes back in and he's like, "What's going on?" And then Brucey's like, "Cal just shit his pants."
And then they explained it later, like that wouldn't after the transfer of power at to Brute, the Ides of March there.
Yeah.
That can't happen anymore. You just can't have some Easy Rider biker roll up and be like, you know what, I think I'm going to hang out with you guys for a while.
Yeah, and like wear somebody else's colors
right.
and shit like that, yeah.
And get drunk with you and fight with, on your team.
Yeah, and I thought they all did a good job in conveying that story. And it was nice too, thinking you were going to get something else, and then in the end you see it's this thing of a good idea gone bad.
Yeah.
And not by the originators of it, but once they're all removed from it, then it becomes into what is mythologized today. And so you're not getting this this is the moment that they started doing X or Y or Z. It was
Johnny was like, you know what, we should let new people in.
Yeah.
And it just it took on its own life after that.
Yeah.
Even with people coming to ask him, before you knew it, it had blown up, and the kid gets 86th here, but shows up in Milwaukee. Really? Right?
No, I was thinking back when you audibly said Milwaukee out in the theater, and I was like, should I go Algonquin for the good earth?
You should have.
Yeah, I should have, because we had that dude in the back corner.
I was saving this for the last 4 or 5 minutes, okay? I also like the end, because that's how it worked. If you didn't think of this as inspired by a true story, the way the movie ended would have been a little campy and hokey.
Yeah.
But it fit everything.
Yeah.
I was fully expecting Benny to be dead, to be completely honest with you.
Right.
I thought they were both going to be, and she's telling the story. But no, it jumped because he graduated and stopped recording them, and then came back, found her in Florida, and then filled in the gaps.
Yeah.
Basically, what had happened since he left.
Right.
And Johnny died. Another one did too. Was it Cal?
Yeah.
He fell off a ladder.
Yeah. But I mean, that was when they were doing their, where are they now section.
Yeah.
But like I said, is that I liked it in that when you thought it was going to be this sort of glorifying violence and stuff like that, and
nope.
And it's more of kind of like an old man movie.
It's like a case study in the transferring of the guard Yeah.
Right.
Power corrupts, absolutely, right?
Sure. Yeah.
All right, so 10:40 a.m. showing on a Sunday is the absolute best time to go see a movie. Opening weekend, 10:40 a.m. on a Sunday. All right? You know, people aren't trying to go to the movie at 10:40 on a Sunday except the bus from the retirement home that apparently pulled up. 15, 20? Not quite.
Yeah.
Everyone.
They were able to get their snacks and their sodas.
And they talked and they coughed, and I thought a dude back here was snoring at one point. It's like, this motherfucker fell asleep. There was someone in front of us who was like swiping Instagram.
Yeah.
Or, you know.
All of them too, eating popcorn and chewing with their mouths wide open.
Wide open.
Crunching, going to Crunch Town.
And you knew when they finished because you could hear the fingers scraping the bottom of the pot.
They'd wiggle the bucket so you could hear the seeds.
It was awesome. It didn't take me out of the movie at all.
No.
Like, I was way into the movie. But
it was just funny.
It was fucking hilarious.
But that one dude that was like up in the back corner was making all sorts of sounds and
yeah, I thought he shit himself at a point. And then like there was a girl behind us who was like, "Crinkle, crinkle, crinkle, I'm sorry." Crinkle, crinkle. I was like, you don't have to fucking apologize. Just watch the movie.
Yeah.
You know, we're not talking here.
Yeah.
But
it's not your fault. It's not a packed house, and
right.
A lot of that would be stifled by the. And for the most part, the movie was continual noise, except for those key moments when it was like dead silent, and then you'd hear like.
It was when he's laying in bed, but not with his foot jacked up, where they were just like hanging out.
Yeah.
And she was like, "I'll leave if you blah blah blah." Like, it was one of those quiet moments between Kathy and Benny, and it was like, you know, I'd be like, "Come on, man! Like, this is a tender moment here."
At least it wasn't. My fear was going to be, like, you know, about halfway through the movie, you start hearing from the back like, "Who's that?
Yeah, that.
What's going on?"
I did hear whispers of, yes, like I heard those, but
sorry, we can't pause the movie
for you to go to the restroom, and some of them went several times during the movie.
That's going to happen to us.
I'll be there eventually. Like, I only drank half my drink because I was borderline. I got to piss myself. I'm going to need a bag for long movies if we keep this up.
Yeah.
But yeah, great movie. I highly recommend. 8 out of 10. Highly recommend. 7 out of 10.
As I said, so the question I want to ask, since we are on this, I mean, I would think, you know, Austin Butler's on a roll right now to where almost anything he does, people assume he's going to get, you know, some award.
Yeah, why did they do it in the summer and not closer?
I don't know. I think George Miller kind of debunked that when he did Fury Road. Like, you release a summer hit and then, you know, it just continues.
Christopher Nolan did it with
Oppenheimer. I mean, Oppenheimer came out in the summer.
Exactly. And so did